Yes, sir. I'm going to run through a couple points that were in the report for this month. Just driver count wise, we're at 376 as of last week. We have 371 routes to run every day. And that's been pretty consistent with the numbers on both sides of that since the beginning of the school year. I did want to address the number one school for the first 2 months was Stall High School on lost instructional time. We ended up spending 3 weeks in October going back through all of the data at the school and rebuilding every one of those routes.
Okay.
So the last 2 weeks, we've actually looked at the data, and we've experienced a lot better at being on time. We still have some issues that I don't know that we'll be able to address. We're still going to look at the routing issues, but some of it, everything I've looked at, the majority, in the past 2 weeks have been traffic-related accidents, Highway 78 and I-26. So we'll continue to monitor that to see if we have to backbuild some of those routes, if that's possible.
So I guess the real question on the table is the parents are much happier than they have been. Can you quantify that you think you're going to be able to cut in half the amount of lost instructional time or by 2/3 and still can't? Like I said, there's going to be some left because of the traffic, but are you making a significant dent into that with your new routing?
We have in the past 2 weeks. But what you're going to see next month, remember we're a month behind.
Okay.
So they're going to be number one again. We have that data, but it wasn't ready for this report
Okay.
when the time of this is turned in. But we have, like I said, we rebuilt everything there. And the other 2 and 3 have not been consistent. So we're continuing to look at those schools as they pop up.
Other questions? Yes, go ahead. No. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Capital project report, Joyce. Joyce.
She was here.
Yep,
She ran screaming from the room.
yep.
Okay.
Doesn't bode well for our capital expenditures.
I would like to add that we will be having a public media release here shortly based on the success of the last inspection. So that's the one thing that does bode well for the capital program as of the last inspection report.
When you're presenting.
So we've got the the capital projects report for September of 2017. You've got that in front of you. You can see that we've processed more than $2.3 million in expenses this past month. We had a down month as far as receipt of funds. We don't know what the cause of that was. August, we expected it to be a high month with the eclipse and everyone coming here, but the number actually went down. We were down $1 million below projections. That still means that we're well above for the year, which bodes well. You know, you recall we projected a 2% growth rate within the capital program. We've been averaging more than that for this first 8 months of the year. Anything to add?
I'm sorry, I was in a conversation outside, I apologize.
Sorry, you sit through about 8 hours of meetings every 2 weeks, and then we get 2 minutes at the end of it.
Sorry about that.
So I covered the expenses and what we've been receiving.
Yes.
Anything else?
I have some questions. And as always, mine are going to relate to completion dates. So we'll start at the top of the 1016, because I know I want to wrap these up. The Emergency Operations Center, it was projected at October 17, and we're 95%. Are we done on that one?
Right, so construction-wise, we're finished with that. We're just doing some administrative closeouts and some IT installation stuff, but, you know, we're at 95%.
So security has moved in, the conference rooms are being used,
Good.
and Mr. Naraki is going to be installing his equipment shortly.
Okay, then moving down, Angel Oak had a December 17, and it looks like it's 75%. Low Country Tech had a December 17, it looks around 92%. Are we on track for those?
So Angel Oak, I'd say we're even further along than 75%. We're about 90% done. We just moved the second grade and third graders into the building, and next week we'll be moving in the media center. So at that point, we're just doing punch list items.
So the kids are fully utilizing the
All of
newly
these,
upgraded
yes.
school. Fantastic.
And-
What is the January 18 completion for Dunston?
So let me just go back to
Okay.
answer the question you had before that.
Oh,
And that was
sure. Low
that was
Country
related
Tech.
to the Low Country Tech project. So we still have the entrance to Burke to be done. We put that out for bid this summer, and the bids did not come in well. That work can only be done in the summertime because it's the main entrance of Burke. We're going to package that up with other work next summer to hopefully get more competitive bids. So that one will wait till the summertime,
So is
correct?
that the
Right,
only
that's right.
thing, is that the only thing
That's the only thing
lacking?
remaining on that project.
So it's lacking, and it's going to continue lacking until the summer?
Correct.
Okay, so then moving to Dunston, that's not the construction, is that, what is that?
No, you said January 2018?
Right.
Yes, we're not looking to have that project complete until 2019.
Right, so I'm
I have
looking at
no
your yard.
Maybe that's a design. I'm not sure. I can't see the report. I wasn't.
What page on, Mrs. Coates?
It's page 4 of 14, and it's I think a $975,000 budget, so we know it's not construction.
That's design.
That's-
That's design, okay.
January of 18?
And then the district field improvements is February of 18. Are we on track?
District-wide
Athletic
athletic
improvements.
improvements? Yes, we are.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We have an action item, C, capital improvement phase 4, sales tax, capital maintenance budget, reallocation.
I move to approve the reallocation.
Was this in the Audit and Finance Committee? Okay.
Motion been made by Todd Garrett, seconded by Kate.
Which item is that?
Question?
We're on C, 2017-22 capital program,
Gotcha.
maintenance budget reallocation.
Any questions?
Just quick.
Motion been made, seconded by Kate. Kate,
Yep, I'm a yes.
Reverend Mack,
Yes.
Todd Garrett,
Yes.
anyone opposed?
Yes,
I vote yes, motion carries.
because there's only 5 of us, should that be on potential consent, or?
Yes, it should.
Majority.
Should.
Majority.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Cindy. Okay, then item D, capital programs again, phase 4, sales tax technology replacement upgrade. And we have a motion on that.
Move to approve.
We have a motion made by, second by Todd Garrett. Any questions? Kate?
So just so it's in principle, this is, we're approving the capital program, sales tax, technology replacement and upgrades, 6-year plan update.
Very good, thank you.
And
Kate?
Yes?
Reverend Mack?
Yes.
Chris Dodd?
Come back, Mason.
Okay. Todd Garrett?
Yes.
Cindy Bonco?
so what are we, I'm sorry, and very quickly, we approved the 6-year expenditure. So what's this approval for?
This is a renewal of the plan. So we're trying to get on the fall cycle for approval. The plan, as far as a breakdown per year, is identical to what you approved in the spring.
So we're approving it year by year, not the full 6 at one time?
All 6 years are in there, but we normally would update it. This time, we only had a 5-month window, so there are no changes to the dollar amounts. Mr. Naraki's added some issues to the description of the first item. Please. So the attachment you received,
The man produced some documents.
correct, the attachment you received in the board
Right.
update only had 1 page of the attachment.
Okay.
So this is, Mr. Naraki's handing out the
And this
full
is-
attachment. It's the same plan you approved in the spring.
Okay. I vote yes, Mr. Chair, and thank you for this.
We're just trying to get on the fall
And now that I
cycle.
have the full thing,
I vote yes.
I mean, the man,
You want me to have it ahead of time, so we have to go to the motion carries. E, bus lot, District 3.
Yes, sir, I'll turn it over.
Any questions, Jess? Anything you want to say about that? before
I was
we
going to
vote?
have Mr. McNeil just give a quick overview of
Yeah.
where we're at.
Thank you.
So while we're before you again, on June 26th, it was voted that we were going to go over to the Gresham Megget site to build there. We were met with some zoning restrictions that didn't allow us to continue on with that effort, so we're back again, trying to figure out where the best place is going to be.
Can we kind of delve into that? What zoning issues did we deal with, and is that city of Charleston or city of James Island?
It's actually the county.
So it's unincorporated,
Correct.
Right.
okay?
And
So it's residential zoned, and there is a clause in there that as long as the school is operational, we can do accessories to a school, which would include a bus lot. And their interpretation is based on the fact that Gresham Megget is closed. we no longer have that accessory use under that zone.
Was this put to county council and voted on, or was this a staff denial?
This was staff denial, correct, Sean?
Is that not something that can be,
It's a county council question, for sure. It's a rezoning request, it's gotta be the council.
It would have to be rezoned.
Correct. So we were told by county staff that it would have to be rezoned. There's not an option for a variance or an exception in this case. So we would have to go through a rezoning on the parcel.
And, can I ask a question?
That's on the Grayson Megan side, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I did, council did say that we're gonna change the zone on that particular property.
And I also, I'm sorry, yeah.
I'm sorry, Kate.
That's okay. So obviously, we had community and parents who are concerned about where the bus stop's gonna go, and this is obviously been a tough decision for all of us to make. Can I just get us a clarification on, we want to have a bus lot on James Island, because otherwise, if we don't do that, the bus drivers who mainly live on James Island drive to Azalea, get a bus, then have to go back to James Island to pick up kids and take them to school, right?
With the exception of we do not have room at Azalea Lot.
Right.
So it would be somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
So-
They have to go somewhere else and
Right.
get in traffic and.
Right, so that, the first part of it is true. The bus drivers would have to drive to that bus lot, pick up their buses, pick up the kids, take the bus back to wherever that lot is, go back home or whatever they're gonna do during the day, go back to the lot, go back to James Island, take it back to wherever that lot is.
Okay. And,
Correct.
and we have bus lots in every constituent district, and we've used schools for a number of those locations.
No, we do not. We do not have a bus lot in D20.
Okay.
We do not have a bus lot in D10. That's the
Okay,
answer to that.
But the other two, the other
Right.
two.
Like y'all approved one
In
in two of
D2.
my schools in the last year, yeah.
We got one at Park West and D2.
Yeah,
And we have had bus lots on school campuses.
sure. Okay,
St. John's,
okay.
St. John's?
Yes.
Cario Middle School.
Are you okay with this, Matt?
A vernacular question.
Are you okay with this?
Yes, I lost my train of thought.
You were about to ask the question.
Yeah, I'm good.
And Cindy, I'm sorry, real quick, just, the James Island Elementary, the bus lot going there is not something new. I mean, that's where the bus lot's been planned for how many?
This is the
It-
2010 referendum.
I thought
Right.
I was wrong.
It was written in the master plan. It was written in the master plan of 2014.
Okay.
So I'd just like to thank staff for the job of researching, overturning stones of possibilities and leads, trying to find other viable options that would be considered a win-win for all over on James Island. And I believe staff have done their due process on trying to make that happen. Now, I do realize that we're not going to make everybody happy, but I do understand that our main goal is to make sure that we provide the best possible solution for our kids in getting to school on time and in a safe manner. And safety is always first and foremost when we're talking about the precious cargo. And I'm not trying to give a speech, but I'm just trying to say to staff, thank you for giving us all the viable options that we have in making the best decision for the kids and the community out there on James Island. And I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Okay. All right, then. So do we have a motion?
I move to approve the D3 bus lot location on James Island Elementary School.
Motion been made by Kate Darby. Do we have a second?
second,
Second by Todd Garrett. There's the question. And all those, Kate Darby,
Yes.
Fred Mack,
Yes.
Ms. Dahl,
Yes.
Todd Garrett,
yes.
Cindy Von Coach.
Yes,
I vote yes. Motion carries. Okay, and then you said next consent item, Cindy?
I'm pretty certain, it meets the standard to be on potential consent, but I feel like that, This is going to be discussed at the November 27th meeting. Y'all want to put it on potential
So they can
rescission?
pull it off. if
It
they
meets the
want.
rules. Okay.
I say put it on potential.
Put it on potential
Put it on
consent.
the
Well, I'm just trying to give you options.
Okay. With that, do I entertain a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Adjourn.
All in favor, by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right,